racing fans. Welcome to racing action from Flamboro Downs for this Tuesday evening. Our first race will go to post in approximately 15 minutes. Let's get a look at the changes on this evening's card of racing. Note there are no changes. Races 1 through 5. The first change comes in race number 6. Number 5, Love is Alive. An equipment change. Open bridle to blinkers. Open to blinkers on number 5, Love is Alive. And races 7, 8, and 9 have no changes. No changes, races 7, 8, or 9. For race number one is on parade. One is Max Patrick, Anthony Hunt for Gabriela Sasso and Jeffrey Cortez in Mart West Racing. Number two is Jamar Speakaway, Jay Harris for Boyd Wilson and Jamar Racing and Harold Wilson. Number three is Highway Vagabond, Scott Quilter for Mike Sumner and Shay Sumner. Number four is Hank the Hunk, Daryl Thiessen for Jay Conklin and Joyce Jones. Number five, Bet on Lucas, Ryan Rush for Alan Fair and Elizabeth Fair. Number six, Julius Hanover, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. And number seven is Nova Scotia Strong, Tyler Moore for James Bagnall and Archie Hattie and Gordy Rudolph. Field of seven, race number one. Post time coming up. Well, let's get a look at the main players here in this dash, and we will start on the inside with Max Patrick, who, well, is 3 to 5 on the board, and Max Patrick, Gabby Sasso training, Anthony Hahn driving. Now, it certainly shows enough speed, 53 and 2 at Mohawk last race. Problem is, of course, the race went much faster, but still overall, compared to this field, Max Patrick now from the inside dropping in class. And look, this is one also that was entered in the Battle of Waterloo and now didn't fare all that well, although at least did get into the final and was racing well before going off stride in that elimination. Max Patrick did flash some nice speed in there, but I think on the inside today in this class has to be considered the one to beat in his 7 to 5. Number 7, Nova Scotia Strong makes a first start in Ontario, coming in from the Maritimes. Last raced at Summerside, PEI, August the 8th, and made a break in that start. But you do see some decent flashes and a win at Truro in 57 back July the 2nd. 4 wins and 8 stars on the year. Nova Scotia Strong, 5 to 1. Has been off now for about a little more than a month, 5 weeks. Qualified in 59. After a 32 and 1 opening quarter, really did put together 3 nice quarters after that. And 5 to 1. Number 3, Highway Vagabond, well, has been mostly a fringe player, but does show enough to land near the bottom of the ticket again and races for a strong barn. That of Michael Sumner, Highway Vagabond, maybe could build off of the recent form and gets a better post also, and he's 7 to 1. And number 6, Julius Hanover. Well, the problem here is made a break last race. That was at Yonkers, so now is shipped in from Yonkers to try things here and has given some nice flashes. You see a race back August the 4th, a qualifier at Mohawk with a 56 and 4 back half. In fact, after that, you see one with a 55 and 2 back half, and that was in the start August the 11th. One of 3 career starts so far for this 2-year-old. It is a field of 7 for race number 1. Post time coming up shortly. Gate is rolling for race number 1. Max Patrick, JMR Speak Away on the inside. In the center, Highway Vagabond and Hank the Hunk and Bet on Lucas. And to the outside, Julius Hanover, Nova Scotia Strong. Field of 7, race number 1. And it is post time. Here they come. Field for the first race at the start, and an early break in stride from Hank the Hunk, and driving out quickest of all, Nova Scotia Strong on the outside. Off stride, JMR Speakaway. Now pressing through to the inside is Max Patrick. Max Patrick with the lead. Bet on Lucas. Nova Scotia Strong is third. Then Julius Hanover, JMR Speakaway, and Highway Vagabond, and they race their way on towards the opening quarter. And Max Patrick has got a lead of about 3 lengths right now, and Bet on Lucas is racing position second. Then Julius Hanover. Nova Scotia Strong is racing fourth, and JMR Speakaway fifth, and Highway Vagabond is racing sixth. Max Patrick leads on around the turn, 29 in 1 opening quarter. Advantage is 2 1/4 right now. Bet on Lucas second. Julius Hanover third. Nova Scotia Strong fourth, and then JMR Speakaway. And back to Highway Vagabond as they race the way off the turn, and trailing the field as they come up to the half. And that is Hank the Hunk, and they race their way on past the half in 58 and 4. Max Patrick leads it to the outside. Nova Scotia Strong, and Bet on Lucas is racing on the inside, position third. Then it is Julius Hanover and JMR Speakaway. The trailing pair are Highway Vagabond and Hank the Hunk. Max Patrick with the lead, and Nova Scotia Strong is getting up a little bit closer, and now is moving up to threaten Max Patrick. Max Patrick on the inside with the front, and to the outside, Nova Scotia Strong racing third. Bet on Lucas, and closing fourth now, Julius Hanover. Max Patrick driving on against Nova Scotia Strong, 3/4, 127 and 4. Inquiry sign is up pertaining to the start, and the field turns for home. Max Patrick still has the lead. Nova Scotia Strong and Julius Hanover, they come on to the finish. Max Patrick and Nova Scotia Strong. Max Patrick is digging into the finish. Max Patrick is going to win. Nova Scotia Strong was second. Then it was Julius Hanover and Bet on Lucas. Amount of 157. The inquiry sign is up pertaining to the start and the break of number 4, Hank the Hunk. And also, fans, the judges reviewing the break and stride of 7 Nova Scotia Strong in the first turn. Coming back in front of us, the winner of race 1. It's 1. Max Patrick, 2-year-old sports rider at Bay Colt, owned by Jeffrey Corchans in Northwest Racing. Gabby Sasso, the trainer. Anthony Hahn, the winning driver. Max Patrick's first career win. Mile of 157. Fans note there will be a refund of number 4 Hank the Hunk, determined to have not received a fair start, a refund on 4 Hank the Hunk. Also note the judge is still reviewing the breaking stride of 7 Nova Scotia Strong. Fans note the judge's ruling that 7 Nova Scotia Strong did not violate the braking regulations will stand second. 1765, the top four. The first race, or her finish from the top, 210, 210, 210. 7, Nova Scotia Strong, 390, 286. Julius Hanover, 240. $2 exact rate, $60 Tribe, $19, $70 Super, 60, 350. the first race, or we finish from the top, 1567432. That's 1567432 on the bottom. parade for the second one. He's a handyman. My corner from our corner. Number 2, to Jennifer's credit, Phil Houdon for Sean Arnott. Number 3, You're the One, Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen and Ron Cullen. Number 4, Big Bully, Sylvan Lakai for Kelly Duval Lakai. Number 5, Sir Pugsley, Samuel Fillion for Taylor Fritz and G Thanks Stable. And number 6, JJ Powerball, Austin. Sorry for Rachel Andrew. It's a field of 6 for the second dash, and let's get a look at this field for the second race. And well, we'll start on the inside with number 1. He's a handyman. And right now it's 2-1 on the board. He's a handyman. Did win back-to-back races a few starts ago. And I thought also 3 races ago, racing in some pretty solid company. Race won by Curious Cortez. That was a pretty good effort, beating a length and a half. Curious Cortez had been on fire, and Party in the Shadows is also a very good one. Raced here last time out. It wasn't quite up to that level. It wasn't a bad start, but I think He's a Handyman can do better, and now gets an inside post. And you do see that most recent win at Grand River, and in a class above this one. It was a front-end win against a tougher. I think He's a Handyman could be very handy from post 1-5 to my top one. Sir Pugsley, 9-5 on the board, is getting quite a bit of action. Racing for Taylor Fritz, Samuel Fillion driving, 38 wins lifetime. A lot of back class on this veteran, Sir Pugsley, and raced here last time out, third to P.L. Oliver and Bolt Power. Those are good measuring sticks, and that was a nice race to maybe build on here and be a top 2 finisher. You go back down the page, you see some decent miles. Sir Pugsley does compare reasonably well in here and is getting love, 9-5. Number 3, You're the One, is right now the 6-5 betting favorite, and You're the One, racing out of the powerful barn of Jody Cullen. Problem with You're the One is just one win on the year, and that win at Georgian in 54-3. Also, you go back the last couple races, I don't think was in as tough as the others that we mentioned. So You're the One. Certainly I've got a lot of respect for Travis Cullen, Jody Cullen, and overall this is one that has flashed in the past, and we had a big year last year, making more than $2,000 a start, but it hasn't been that kind of story this year for You're the One. And right now I don't like the 7-5 price tag. And number 6, JJ Powerball, is one that was a big earner last year. Things have not been all that good for JJ Powerball this year, but races for a good barn, and last race was better despite an outside post, but it's only a compact field. Maybe JJ Powerball can now go forward off of that one, and that was a good effort by JJ Powerball, led a long way before finishing second to Sports Section, 6-1. But my top one on the inside is 1, He's a Handyman. Gate is rolling for the second. He's a handyman. To Jennifer's credit, on the inside, you're the one, Big Bully. In the center, Sir Pugsley. J Powerball to the outside. Field of 6, race number 2. And they're turning into the stretch drive. Field for the second race is at the start of the rough, and Sir Pugsley will leave out well. Also, you're the one along to the inside. He's a handyman. J Powerball and Big Bully. And back trailing the field is to Jennifer's credit. You're the one, and Travis Collins got the lead. Sir Pugsley is second, and he's a handyman is on the inside, racing third. J Powerball, Big Bully. They race their way on to the opening quarter, and right now it is you're the one who's got the lead. You're the one. Leads at a length and a half. You're the one, Sir Pugsley. He's a handyman, is racing position third. Then J Powerball, Big Bully, and to Jennifer's credit, is last as they work around the turn. You're the one is on top. 28 seconds, the opening quarter. You're the one leads it. Sir Pugsley is second. He's a handyman, is still on the inside, racing third, and is in front of J Powerball, trailing pair. Big Bully to Jennifer's credit. You're the one is the one as they race up to the half, and now popping out from third comes He's a Handyman, 58 and 3 halftime, and it is You're the One and He's a Handyman, and Sir Pugsley to the outside third. J Powerball is spotted second over fourth, down to the inside fifth is Big Bully, and sixth is to Jennifer's credit. You're the One on down the backstretch. He's a Handyman is racing second. Sir Pugsley on the inside, about 2 lengths off the lead, and they head on to three quarters, and it is You're the One who still is the one. Sir Pugsley and He's a Handyman in pursuit, gap of about 4 to J Powerball, but it is You're the One marching on. Three quarters, 126 and 3. You're the One by about 2 1/4 right now. Sir Pugsley second. He's a Handyman getting some urging to try to pick it up as they turn for home. You're the One and He's a Handyman on down the stretch up, and You're the One is the one, and is now stepping away on the field. And it is You're the One and Travis Cullen to win. For second, it went to Sir Pugsley over He's a Handyman, and then it was Big Bully fourth. 154 and 2. You're the One. Back in front of us, the winner of race 2, number 3, You're the One. Travis Cullen is the winning driver. 5-year-old Shanghai Phil Brown gelding, owned by Jody and Travis and Ron Cullen. Jody Cullen, the trainer. Second win this year, 17th lifetime. You're the One. The second race payouts, number 3, You're the One. 650, 380, 210. 5, Sir Pugsley, 310, 210. 1, He's a Handyman, 210. $2 exactor 16.60, dollar try $11, and dollar super 100 17.20. Double of 1 and 3 7.20. The second race, or her finish from the top, 361,425. That's 361,425 on the bottom. Field for the third on parade. One perfect time. Sylvain Lacaille for Kelly Duval Lacaille. Number two is Lines. Rush marks Travis Sculler for John Lougheed and Dorian DeJong and Ed Laidborn. And three is Crooksey, Scott Kohler for Mary Lindbergh and Brenda Darrable. Number four, The Fix. Anthony Hunt for Gabby Sasso and Jeffrey Corchans at West Racing and Princeton Farms. Five is I'd Imagine. Phil Houdon for Derek Anderson and Gordon Mason. Number six, Redland Wrangler. Paul McKenzie for Steve Charlton and Kathleen Charlton and Redland Farms. And number seven is Muxale Hanover. Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. It's a field of seven for race number three. Post time coming up shortly. Let's get a look at some of the main players in this dash, and I want to start with number six, Redland Wrangler. Now look, it is a post position six, but last race here at post five and got parked to the quarter before making the lead and raced really well. A couple got by, third beaten a length, but Petey was a really well-met winner, and Brooklyn Strong was decent. I think Redland Wrangler off that last start in this particular field just might be one that you could get a price down on. I was really impressed with that start. The problem is a lot of the starts before that, not so impressive. But look, Steve Charlton in the past has put up some strong numbers. Paul McKenzie, of course, with about 9,180 roughly career wins. I think he knows his way to the winner's circle. Redland Wrangler, 14-1. Number two, Lions Brush Marks. Well, doesn't have a win yet. Does have a couple of runner-up finishes, but you do see some better form of late and an inside post. Travis Cullen driving. There's a lot of positives for Lions Brush Marks. Just might break through in here. And 3-1. John Lougheed trains this one. Number four, The Fix. Well, last race made a break. We'll see if the trainer's got things fixed, but this one is one that did fire out two races ago, but tailed off badly in the late going. The Fix has flashed some ability and did win at Clinton at the end of July. The Fix and Anthony Hunt for Gabby Sasso is 3-1 on the board. And number three, Crooksey. Well, the last few races have not been good. This will be the fourth start off a laugh. You do see some good lines going further back down the page, but Crooksey certainly hasn't built an overly strong record. And now this will be the fourth start for Crooksey with Mary Landberg. Scotty Calder driving 18-1. Fans are on number five, I'd Imagine. And, this one qualified three times to get ready. But the last time I saw this one at Grand River really didn't do much there. Sixth beaten 15. But is certainly getting a lot of love on the tote board. And this is a correction. That last time I saw this one, that was last year, August the 15th. So it's been off a long while. And but what does jump out? Qualified 57-second back half and a qualifier of 157. So that's maybe why I imagine that's why this one's getting so much love, is that qualifier. But it's been a long time since racing last August, middle of August at Grand River. Field of 7 for the third, taking up positions. Perfect time. Lines, brush marks on the inside. In the center, Crooksy the Fixin', I'd imagine, to the outside, Redland Wrangler and Mucksail Hanover. Field of 7, race number 3. Field for the third is at the start of the rough. Redland Wrangler is rolling early. Lines brush mark second. Then it is I'd imagine and perfect time as they drive on around the turn. Then it is Mucksail Hanover. Back to Crooksy and trailing Field the Fix. But right now Redland Wrangler's got the lead. And I'd imagine is still driving on the outside against Redland Wrangler. And then third is Lines brush marks and perfect time is positioned fourth. I'd imagine and Phil Houdon is striding up now on the outside and is going to clear to the front of a Redland Wrangler who's racing the pocket and is going to pop right back out. 30-1 opening quarter. Redland Wrangler leads and I'd imagine is in the pocket. Lines brush marks is third. Perfect time is positioned fourth in front of Mucksail Hanover. Then Crooksy and the Fix and they race off the turn and they work on up towards us. Redland Wrangler leads at a length and 3/4 over I'd imagine. Lines brush marks racing third. Perfect time is fourth. And fifth is Mucksail Hanover. And the field heads their way towards the 5/8. Crooksy is racing sixth, and then back in seventh is seventh is the Fix, and into the backstretch, 101 and 2. Redland Wrangler is on top. Leads at a couple of lengths, I'd imagine. There goes Lions Brush Marks now, moving up on the outside for Travis Cullen, and Lions Brush Marks is brushing up aggressively against Redland Wrangler. Redland Wrangler and Lions Brush Marks. Lions Brush Marks now on the outside has caught fire as they race their way on that final turn. Lions Brush Marks, Redland Wrangler trying to rally to the inside, and I'd imagine is racing third. And then it is perfect time, and Mucksail Hanover. Lions Brush Marks, they turn for home. On down the stretch drive they come. Lions Brush Marks is a winner. And then Redland Wrangler, I'd imagine, and Mucksail Hanover is fourth. 159 and 2. Lions Brush Marks. Coming back in front of us, the winner of race 3, number 2, Lions Brush Marks. Driving double for Travis Cullen. 3-year-old sports rider Bay Colt. Home but John Lougheed and Dorian DeJong and Ed Laybourne. John Lougheed's the trainer. First win for Lions Brush Marks. Mile of 159 and 2. The third race payouts: 2 Lions Brush Marks 440, 260, 210. 6 Redland Wrangler 330 and 220. 5 Item Action 240. $2 Exactor 1410. Dollar Try $27. Dollar Super 177.85. The third race, or her finish from the top, so 5167324. That's 5167324. for race number 4 is on parade. 2 is P.L. Oliver, Colin Keller from Mantupuy. Number 3 is Gandalf the Black, Daryl Thiessen for Dominic Landau in the stable. 4 is Don't Poke the Dragon, Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen and Paul Sanders. 1 is Nightclub Hanover, Brent McDonough for Richard Moreau and Francis Richard and Dr. John Bradbury. Number 5, Wildcat Rocky, Steve Byron for Dale Hernan, Wildcat Stables and Tony Tangretta. Number 6, choreographer Scott Calder for Scott West. And number 7, Curious Cortez, Jay Harris for Richard Moreau and Brandon Chirot. It is a field of 7 for the 4th race. Let's get a look at some of the main players in this dash. And number 4, Don't Poke the Dragon, is one that, well, right now is getting all of the love in here. Don't Poke the Dragon is one that did win August the 1st at Georgian Downs by 4 1/4 lengths in 152-1. You see also racing a 49 4 mile at Mohawk back July the 1st, so obviously some big speed, and came home in that one in 26 2. Don't Poke the Dragon. Back class recently went over the $300,000 mark, 1 2 on the board. Number 3, Gandalf the Black. Well, the last couple races, racing in the grassroots, they didn't go well. But Gandalf the Black, if you go back to 3 races ago, Georgian Downs non-winners at 3, dominated there. 53 3 victory. Has 7 top 2 finishes in 16 starts in the year, 10 on the tri-ticket out of the 16 starts. Gandalf the Black and Daryl Thiessen for Dominic Landau. I definitely could see this one being a big player in here. 9 2. He certainly looked good in that start at Georgian Downs. He was dynamite. Number 7, Curious Cortez. You talk about looking good. Those 2 wins at Grand River, blasted to the front. Well, actually, let's go back to the 3 wins, because the one going 3 back from post 8 winning, that's a hard thing to do. And then also faced some tough company in the next 2, moving up in class, and beat the likes of Party in the Shadows and Last Beach. St. Lad's beat it. He's a handyman. Curious Cortez, outside post position, but the way he raced on the half at Grand River, don't leave this one off the ticket. If you get 9 1 in Curious Cortez, it's worth taking a flyer. You look at that last race at Mohawk, 52 3 mile, and you might get discouraged finishing 7th. But on the half, he's a different beast, and he can blast off the wings regardless of the post position. I love the 10 1. I'd take a shot at that, because he shouldn't be 10 1. And 1, Nightclub Hanover on the inside, is one that raced pretty well here, considering post 8 last race, to finish 3rd, beaten a length 3/4. It was 55 1 in that one. Now 6 1. Nightclub Hanover gets the inside post and can get off the gate a bunch. This is one that you do see going all the way on top at Georgian Downs in 53 3 back 3 races ago. is rolling for the fourth. Nightclub Hanover, P.L. Oliver on the inside of the center. Gandalf the Black, Don't Poke the Dragon, Wildcat Rocky. And to the outside, Choreographer and Curious Cortez. Field of 7, race number 4. Field for the fourth race. Gathering speed, approaching the start. And they're off, and P.L. Oliver is going to leave out sharply with Choreographer, and then on the inside, Nightclub Hanover. Field sprints on around the turn. A racing position fourth is Gandalf the Black. Curious Cortez is still pressing on the outside. Then Don't Poke the Dragon and Wildcat Rocky, and it is P.L. Oliver who's got the front right now. Nightclub Hanover is racing second. Choreographer still dancing on the outside. Then Gandalf the Black and Curious Cortez. And Don't Poke the Dragon is back second from last, and Wildcat Rocky is trailing the field, and they work on around the turn, and P.L. Oliver's got the lead. Choreographer on the outside, and on the inside, Nightclub Hanover, length and 3/4 off the front. Curious Cortez hasn't seen the pylons and is racing position fourth. Gandalf the Black is fifth. Don't Poke the Dragon has moved out. Third over, second from last, and then trailing the field is Wildcat Rocky, and the halftime was 57-1. P.L. Oliver's got the lead. Choreographer racing position second as they work their way into the backstretch. Nightclub Hanover's on the inside and is positioned third. Then racing fourth, Curious Cortez, and now Don't Poke the Dragon isn't poking around and is looking to swoop the field as they race their way on towards 3/4. P.L. Oliver, there goes Poke the Dragon, and is moving up and is only about a head off the lead on the center of the track. Choreographer, and then it is Nightclub Hanover, Don't Poke the Dragon, and P.L. Oliver. They're battling around the turn. 3/4, 1:26-1. P.L. Oliver for now turning back. Don't Poke the Dragon, who hasn't gone away though. Nightclub Hanover's been getting the trip, and Gandalf the Black now is racing forth on down the stretch drive. They come. P.L. Oliver, Nightclub Hanover up the inside, center of the track. Don't Poke the Dragon keeps on coming as they come to the finish. It is close, but I think it was P.L. Oliver. Don't Poke the Dragon was charging hard, and then Nightclub Hanover and Gandalf the Black, 1:53-4. In the win photo, it goes to number 2, P.L. Oliver. Coming back in front of us, the winner of race number 4. It's number 2, P.L. Oliver, 5-year-old sports writer Brown Gelding. Colin Kelly is the winning driver. The trainer and owner is Matt Dupuis. It's the 5th win this year and 15th lifetime. P.L. Oliver victorious in race number 4. The fourth race payouts at 2 PL Oliver 1720. 330, 250. 4 Don't Poke the Dragon 210, 210. 1 Nightclub Hanover 370. $2 Exactor 2860. Dollar Try 2810. Dollar Superfect at 143.20. And the dollar pick 3 98.55. The fourth race. Order of finish from the top 3142567. That's 3142567 on the bottom. for the fifth on parade, one Brydown Royal Art. Paul McKenzie for Mike Sumner and Shay Sumner. Number 2 is Jordan Dale, Todd Ratchford, Ryan Eckenstein, and Debbie Eckenstein. Number 3, Bolt Power, Scotty Kohler for Mary Lindbergh and Brenda Darrable. Number 4, Hunter Hill, Daryl Thiessen for Scott West. 5, Wild River Bumblebee, J.B. Renover, Julie Walker, and Dr. John Bradbury. And number 6, Sports Section, Brett Medina for Francis Guillemette and Stefan Joffrey. Number 7, O'Hare Hanover, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen. Number 8 is Armor Sealster, Anthony Hunt for Gabriela Sasso and Jeffrey Corchens and Mart West Racing Stable. And number 9, Betty Guda, Travis Henry for Blake McIntosh and Leanne Murphy. It's a field of 9 for race number 5. Let's get a look at this field. It features the Super High 5, and it is a solid level of condition pacers. We'll start with number 3, Bolt Power. Back-to-back runner-up finishes, and we just saw P.L. Oliver racing. P.L. Oliver victorious in the 4th race, and so that's a good measuring stick because Bolt Power was second to P.L. Oliver back here a week ago, and also Bolt Power was second to Foxhunt, who's a good one. So back-to-back runner-up finishes. I think Bolt Power, Scotty Coulter, another good post position. This is one that should have a pretty solid shot in here to win. Compares nicely with this overall class. Bolt Power is 8-5, the favorite. Number 8, Armor Sealster. Well, if it wasn't for post 8, you might consider this one on top and still might overcome, because look at last race at Sarnia. Parked every step of the way from post 5 and still a winner in 154. And also raced well at Georgian Downs from off the pace 2 races ago. 53 and 2 mile, beating a length and 3/4, and that was from well off the pace. And this is one that you do see racing July the 10th at Mohawk, 149 flat. So you know this one can skedaddle and certainly could be flying late. Look at that race July the 1st. Final quarters of 26 and 3 and 26 and 4. Armor Sealster was trying to gun down the leader and had a lot of work to do and didn't get close. But just the fact that you've got that level of speed, could be flying. 14-1 might be enticing to take a shot, because what the heck? Bolt Power 4-5. Not getting rich betting 4-5 horses. 5, Wild River Bumblebee. Well, 0 for 5 on the win column of the year, but has back class and shows some good form of late. Closed nicely last race from off the pace, 7th at the top of the stretch, and came on to get 4th place finish. Came home in 28 and 3. Wild River Bumblebee. This is the 3rd start off a long layoff. Wild River Bumblebee could have some sting here. Gets a little bit better post position also. 9-2. And number 7, O'Hare Hanover, is one that jets in from Pocono and is one that's got some decent overall speed, but the overall record's a little bit light, but can fit here for at least a share. O'Hare Hanover, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen, 12-1. My top pick is 3, Bolt Power at 6-5, but I'm loving that 14-1, and Armor Sealster might be worth a shot. is rolling for race number 5. Ride Down Royal Art and Jordan Dale and Bolt Power on the inside. In the center, Hunter Hill, Wild River Bumblebee. And to the outside, sports section, O'Hare, Hanover, and Armor Seals through second tier, Better Be Good, field of 9, race number 5. And it is post time. The field for race number 5 is in the stretch, gathering speed, approaching the start. And the rough, Hunter Hill, Bolt Power getting out, and sports section is also leaving well. Bry Down Royal Art and Armor Sealster from the outside, but as they sprint into the turn, Hunter Hill hunting for the lead has got it, and to the outside, sports section driving. Bolt Power's on the inside third. Bry Down Royal Art is racing fourth. Better Be Gouda's back there in fifth, and then sixth is Armor Sealster. Then further back, we've got Jordan Adeo as they race their way past the opening quarter, and that opening panel 26-2. Hunter Hill has the lead. Hunter Hill is on top by about 2 1/4 right now. Bolt Power on the inside is reclaimed second. Now sports section is going to find a seat on the inside third, working in front of Bry Down Royal Art. Better Be Good is racing position fifth. Then it's about 5 lengths back to Armor Sealster, and then further back on the outside is Wild River Bumblebee. Then to the inside, Jordan Dale. O'Hare Hanover is trailing the field 53-4 the halftime. Sharp half as they race the backstretch. Hunter Hill with a lead of about 5 lengths over Bolt Power, and sports section third. Bry Down Royal Art is fourth, but Hunter Hill is trying to bottom out the field. Bolt Power is now starting to close the gap. Then there's about 5 lengths back to Bry Down Royal Art, and sports section and now starting to come on late. Armor Sealster is now moving up, and they race their way 3/4, 122-2. Hunter Hill keeps on trucking. Hunter Hill, Bolt Power, and now Armor Sealster has got third. Bry Down Royal Art is racing fourth. On down the stretch drive they come, and it is Hunter Hill. Oh, Hunter Hill has put on a huge display to win it. Then Armor Sealster second, finishing third. That was Wild River Bumblebee, and then Bolt Power 152 flat. Race number 5 to Hunter Hill and Daryl Thiessen. On the board, we have a 48531. Coming back in front of us, number 4, Hunter Hill, 6-year-old Some Beach, Somewhere, Bay Gelding. Under trained by Scott West. Daryl Thiessen's the winning driver. Third win this year, 15th lifetime, Hunter Hill, 152 flat. The fifth race payouts for Hunter Hill, 370, 260, and 268. Armor Sealster at $12, 525. Wild River Bumblebee, 260. $2 exactor, 42.50. Dollar try, 57.10. The dollar pick five, 343.15. Dollar high five, 1,671.95. The fifth race order finished from the top, 594-138-726. That's 594-138-726. Field 4, race number 5 on parade 1, Bold Bet. Jay Harris for Kenroy Scaife. 2 is Petey, Daryl Thiessen for Jay Conklin and Joyce Jones. 3 is Premier Surefire, Brett Madonna for Robert Young and Premier and Associates. 4 Sports Sense, Samara Johnson for Mark Johnson. And 5 Love is Alive, Phil Houdon for Jack Moisev and Joanne Colville and Nancy McNevin and Mark Main Prize. Number 6, Century J Rock, Scott Calder for Mike Carther and Joyce and Douglas Hastings. Number 7, Shout It Out Loud, Paul McKenzie for Chantel Mitchell and Mitchell DiCenzo and Anthony DiCenzo. 8 is Time Stand Still, Bruce Richardson for Sean Arnott and Joe Tonelli. And 9 is Dr. Grenfell, Ryan DeRoche for Ken Oliver and Milton Young. Field of 9, race number 6 starts the late pick 4. Note that 5 Love is Alive at equipment change, open bridle to blinkers. The 6th dash, Horses and Geldings, non-winners of 2 on the pace. And let's get a look at some of the main players in here. Number 2, Petey, was really outstanding last race in victory because it had a lot of work to do from post 7, worked on the outside and just kept grinding to the finish and got the job done. So now has back-to-back wins, so now is proven to be able to fire off the gate from an inside post and front end it, and then also work from off the pace. So back-to-back wins for a Petey, and Petey is one I think that will be pretty good here. Daryl Thiessen looking to score another win. Jay Conklin sending this one out 3-1. Love the price on Petey. I'm not sure if it'll hold. Number 3, Premier Surefire. Well, back-to-back dominant wins at Georgian Downs, and then came here September the 5th, and is one that made an early break. It had a lot of work to do. Did manage to score a third, but the winner was long gone. Premier Surefire, if he stays flat, I think I feel pretty sure that he'll be on the ticket then somewhere, and maybe on top of it. Brett McDonough for Robert Young, 5-2. Number 6, Century J Rock. It's a tougher post, but you see this one with 3 wins in the last 5 starts. Last race tried non-winners at 3 at Clinton, beaten just half a length. It's a pretty solid effort. Century J Rock, tougher post assignment. Scott Calder for Michael Carther. I don't believe the price, 30-1. And then on the inside, 1 Bold Bet. Well, last race at Grand River just never got into the race from post position 7. But before that was racing very well and is a threat to wire this field. Went to the front from Grand River post 3 2 races ago, second beaten ahead, and before that had back-to-back dominant wins. So 3 really good efforts before that one last race from post 7. That's just a non-factor, but Bold Bet. Fans are expecting this one to be a huge factor in here, and I can see why, and is 8-5 on the board. My top pick, though, is number 2, Petey, 5-2. is rolling for the sixth. Bold Bet, Petey, Premier, Surefire on the inside. In the center, Sports Sense and Love is Alive. To the outside, Century J Rock shouted out loud and Time Stand Still. And the second tier, Dr. Grenfell. It's a field of 9. Race number 6 starts the late pick 4. Here they come. And the field for the sixth race at the start of the rough. Petey leaves well with Love is Alive and shouted out loud to the outside and Bold Bet on the inside. As the field presses on around that first turn, shouted out loud on the outside is making a lot of early noise and now is wanting to come on and clear to the front. Petey's racing second. Then Love is Alive is third. Bold Bet racing fourth and Time Stand Still fifth. Premier Surefire sixth away. Then it is back to Dr. Grenfell and Century J Rock and Sports Sense is trailing, and Petey now has come on to take the lead. 28-3, the opening quarter, and racing second is Shouted Out Loud. Then Love is Alive, position third. Bold Bet fourth, and Time Stand Still in front of Premier Surefire. Then it is back to Dr. Grenfell. Sports Sense to the outside, and trailing the field, Century J Rock. They race off the turn, and it is Petey who's got the lead. Bold Bet went off stride, and Shouted Out Loud is racing, filling the pocket on the back of Petey. To the outside, Premier Surefire now is working first over. Fourth to the inside is Love is Alive, 59-2. Sports Sense has gained some ground to the outside and now second over, racing fifth, having a bit of steering trouble there. They race their way on into the backstretch. It is Petey, got a lead of a length and a half. Petey on the outside, Premier Surefire trying to grab second from Shouted Out Loud on the inside. It is Petey digging in on the lead, and Shouted Out Loud second, Premier Surefire third. Now Sports Sense rolls off cover, gets out 3 wide. To the inside, fifth is Love is Alive. Then Century J Rock and Time Stand Still and Dr. Grenfell, 129 and 1 3/4. And it is still Petey, and Petey leads it by about a length and 3/4. Petey Shouted Out Loud's racing position second. Premier Surefire as they turn from, and on the outside, Sports Sense, it is Petey up the inside, up Mackenzie Lane, Shouted Out Loud, Petey, and Shouted Out Loud. Petey trying to hold on. Petey holds on. Shouted Out Loud was second. Then third, that was Love is Alive and Sports Sense on the outside. 158 flat, Petey. Back in front of us, the winner of race number 6 is 2 Petey. That's the rear-world state treasurer, Bay Gelding. It's the driving double for Daryl Thiessen. Jay Coughlin's the trainer. Joyce Jones is the owner. It's the third win for a Petey this year in lifetime. The sixth race payouts, number 2 PD, 620, 310, and 387. Shout it out loud, 2540, 1235. Love is alive, 1310. $2 exactor is $64. Dollar Tribe, 946.30. The dollar super pays on 27 all. That's 27 all, 114.85. Note the dollar win for 719.20. The sixth race, or finish from the top, 915436. The sixth race, or the sixth race order finish from the top, 915436278. That is 915436278. Field for the seventh on parade. 1, Muscle Charm. Colin Cutter for Helen Bredner and Ron Snedden. Number 2 is Sand Dune. Bruce Richardson for John Holding and Morley Bosworth. Number 3 is Hope and Glory. Steve Byron for Gino Cicero. And 4 is Graceful China. Mary Landberg for Paul Reed and Sandra Stammy. 5 is the Blondie. Travis Henry for J.F. McGuire. And number 6, Radical Legacy. Brett McDonough for Greg McHarren and Ross Holmes. Field of 6-4. Race number 7, the Prospect Series, 2-year-old trotting fillies, and an interesting dash. You know, Sand Dune looked enormously good in his first 3 starts, but then Radical Legacy popped up here September the 5th, and, well, Sand Dune was the favorite, and Radical Legacy kind of put a quick kibosh on that. Fired to the front from post 8 and won rather handily by almost 3 lengths, and really, really sharp. So now he's 2 for 2, perfect in his her career so far. And Greg McNair, Brett McDonald teaming up on this one. Field of 6, so outside post isn't as big a deal as post 8 last race. But if you can beat this class from post 8 going away, you can certainly get the job done from post 6, 4 to 5 on the board. That certainly doesn't take anything away from Sand Dune, because really has done nothing wrong. 3 great wins. And last race, raced really well. It's just Sand Dune was second best, and clearly second best, and may have to settle for that in here. But I do love this trotter. 3 wins in 4 starts, and that second. Sand Dune, Bruce Richardson for John Holding, 3 to 1 on the board. A couple of others in this dash to get a look at as we're getting closer to post time. How about number 5, the Blondie? And the Blondie, well, last 3 were all on the board finishes, and even that 4th, dropped back to 5th. Made a break early, so really you can excuse that one. So if you look at the lines on the page, just 1 non-top 3 finish, and then that 4th with a break. So the Blondie's been consistently good. Travis Henry for J.F. McGuire and is 11 to 1. And then number 4, Graceful China, doesn't have a win yet, and last race was not good at all. That just was not up to her standard. But she did flash some pretty solid ability overall. Graceful China, Mary Landberg for Paul Reed, looking to bounce back from a tough outing, and is 13 to 1. But Radical Legacy, well, that last start was so radical that that dominant win from post 8 that is now 1 to 5 on the board. Gate is rolling for race number 7. The Prospect Series, 3-year-old trotting fillies. It'll be Muscle Charm and Sand Dune on the inside. In the center, Hope and Glory, Graceful China. And to the outside, the Blondie and Radical Legacy. Field of 6, race number 7. The field for the 7th race is at the start of the rough, and Graceful China will leave with Radical Legacy to the outside, Sand Dune down to the inside. Then Muscle Charm and Hope and Glory and the Blondie. They drive around that first turn, and with the early lead is Graceful China, Sand Dune second. Radical Legacy is third off stride, Hope and Glory, and fourth is Muscle Charm, and the Blondie is racing position fifth. And they race their way on to the opening quarter. Graceful China leading as they head on to the quarter. Graceful China to the outside, Radical Legacy. Radical Legacy is trying to clear to the front. Radical Legacy and Brett McDonald now is going to take over. Graceful China is racing second. Then third is Sand Dune, and fourth is Muscle Charm, and then fifth is the Blondie as they race the way on around the turn, and way back is Hope and Glory after that break in stride. But right now, Radical Legacy and Brett McDonald off at 29 in one opening quarter. Had to work a little bit to get to the lead, but now will look to pick up a second panel breather and is in front by a length and a half. And off that 29 in one opening quarter, it's at 58 and 4 halftime. So at 29 and 3 second panel, and they work their way on into the backstretch. Radical Legacy, Graceful China, Sand Dune is racing third. Muscle Charm and the Blondie on down the backstretch to go. Sand Dune has popped out from third now and is looking to take second from Graceful China. Off of 58 and 4 halftime, they roll toward three quarters, and now Sand Dune is coming to challenge the leader, Radical Legacy. Radical Legacy on the inside, Sand Dune on the outside, and then third, Graceful China. Then it is the Blondie and Muscle Charm, three quarters and 1:30 and 1. Radical Legacy and Sand Dune, they're going at it. Radical Legacy, Brett McDonald as they turn for home, still has the lead at a length and three quarters. On down the stretch, Rob, they come in. Radical Legacy is just going to drive away. Radical Legacy with no urging required and wins it by about 2 lengths. Sand Dune second. Then it was Graceful China and Muscle Charm, 159 and 4. Coming back in front of us, the winner of the seventh race, the Prospect Series for two-year-old trotting fillies. Number 6, Radical Legacy, Brett McDonald, the winning drive. Two-year-old Muscle Mass Bay filly owned by Ross Holmes, trained by Greg McNair. 3 for 3 in the win column lifetime. Radical Legacy, remaining perfect, mile of 1:59 and 4. And the seventh race payout, 6 Radical Legacy, 240, 210, 210. 2 Sand Dune, 210, 210. 4 Graceful China, 730. $2 exactor, $360. Try, $13.90. Super, $36.60. The seventh race order finish from the top, 426351. That's 426351 on the bottom. for the 8th on parade 1, Living at Large, Lauren House for Chantal Ruiz. And number 2, Poof, Tom Smith for Jane Walker. 3 is Torsten, Nick Boyd for Brian Peterson. Number 4 is Expedition Pass, Lorimer McClure drives and trains and owns. And 5 is Don't Talk About Bruno, Brett McDonough for Dominic Glad to win the stable. Number 6 is 3 Alarm Fire, Travis Henry for Matt Dwayne Keith Castle. Number 7, Silver Bank, Samuel Fillion for Jean Tournier and Silver Stables. I'm Marie Capri. And number 8, GM Handsome, Samara Johnson for Mark Johnson and Denise Ball. It is a field of 8. Race number 8, let's get a look at some of the players in this 8th race. And, well, I want to start off with number 4, Expedition Pass. And one that's got a couple of wins in 4 starts, was a winner in this Prospect Series last time out. That was post 1, a little tougher post position, but Expedition Pass, I thought that was a really solid effort. And also you see this one at Kawartha winning there also in the Prospect Series. So a couple of wins in this series and a third as well. And is one that overall, look, the time of that mile, 2:01 and 4, compares pretty solidly in here. Expedition Pass. Also note, was off about a month before that last race and now comes back 7 days later. So that's a good thing looking at Expedition Pass in terms of, now that's not a good thing looking at, but I just maybe lollygagging around, not really zeroed in just yet. Expedition Pass is 5-1. Love the price. 1 Living at Large, 6-1 on the board. Second beaten ahead to Expedition Pass last time out. Does show some X's on his dance card, but also shows a couple of runner-up finishes, and that last one was closing nicely. Came a back half of 59-1, and now gets the inside post. If he could be steady off the gate and get forwardly placed, and you see August the 6th at Clinton, left from post 2, got a pocket trip, so you know he could be a smooth early and get out off the gate. Living at Large could be dangerous in here at 5-1. Others to get a look at, well, number 2, Poof, is one that won that Ballast Image Series at Hanover, even after making a break and being way back and winning in 2:03 and 2. And last race, tried the grassroots at Grand River. Now left from a post 5 and didn't get away at all. Finished 7th, but did close up from 14.5 back at the quarter to being 4.25 back, and had a good third quarter of 28 seconds. Has flashed some other ability, a win, a second, and a third in 7 starts. So Poof is one that warrants a serious look. 7-2, Tom Smith for James Walker. And then number 5, Don't Talk About Bruno. This is the one the fans have been most enamored with. And look, there's lots to like about this one, but has to start to the outside of the first 3 I mentioned. Well, the last 3 races, it was post 6, so gets to move in 1 spot on the gate and did beat post 6 at Clinton all the way on top, winning in this class by 4 lengths. And that last race, the race that Expedition Pass won and Living at Large was second, finished third, beaten a length. So good measuring stick right there. Don't Talk About Bruno might be the one we're talking about after the race. Brett McDonald and Dominic Gladue, 8-5 on the board. But my top one is number 4, Expedition Pass, 2-1, Lorimer McClure. Starters called the field for the 8th race. Living at Large, Poof, Torsten on the inside. in the center, Expedition Pass, and don't talk about Bruno. And to the outside, it is Three Alarm Fire and Silver Bank and Jim Handsome. It's a field of eight. 2-year-old trotting colts and geldings in the Prospect Series. An early break from GM Handsome as well back, and they're at the start, and they're off. And Expedition Pass, Silver Bank on the outside, and Torsten along to the inside. Then don't talk about Bruno, and Torsten went off stride. And also a break from Silver Bank, so now Expedition Pass has the front. Expedition Pass, don't talk about Bruno. On the outside, wants to pass Expedition Pass and is driving up on the outside. And it's going to be Brent McDonald, and don't talk about Bruno to take the lead. Expedition Pass and Lormer McClure is racing the pocket. Then a gap of a couple of lengths, and Three Alarm Fire is racing position to third as they work around the turn. And fourth is Living at Large, and then fifth is Poof, and they race that far turn, 30-3 opening quarter. And it is Don't Talk About Bruno, Expedition Pass, and Three Alarm Fire third. Then Living at Large and Poof, and back to Torsten racing sixth. But as they come off the turn, heading up to the half, Don't Talk About Bruno leads it by about 2 1/4 lengths right now over Expedition Pass. And then Living at Large now to the outside is coming first over. And then Three Alarm Fire is on the inside racing fourth, and Poof is fifth. 101 halftime into the backstretch. Don't Talk About Bruno. Expedition Pass working up a little closer in the pocket. Living at Large is on the outside and about 2 from the front. And then it is back to Three Alarm Fire and Poof, and they race the way on towards 3/4. Don't Talk About Bruno. Living at Large and Expedition Pass racing fourth is Poof, and fifth to the inside Three Alarm Fire. 3/4 131 2. And it is Don't Talk About Bruno with Fry. Living at Large is trying to chip away off that 3/4 131 2. On the inside third, Expedition Pass is now waiting for the passing lane, and up wide goes Poof, and then racing fifth is Three Alarm Fire. On down the stretch where they come. Don't Talk About Bruno. Expedition Pass is looking to pass up the inside. Don't Talk About Bruno. Expedition Pass. Expedition Pass is going to pass and win it. Living at Large was second. Don't Talk About Bruno and Poof. 2-0-2-1 Expedition Pass. in front of us, the winner of race number 8. It's for Expedition Pass. A 2-year-old alarm detector bay colt. Lorimer McClure is the winning driver, trainer, and owner. Third win in 5 starts for Expedition Pass. Mile of 202 and 1. The 8th race. Payouts number 4 Expedition Pass, $8 410, $3 1 living at large 282.30, 5 Don't Talk About Bruno 210, $2 exactor of 4 and 1 pays 34.70, dollar try 37.25, dollar super 101.35. Eighth race order finish from the top 246 13587. That's 246 13587. Field for the ninth on parade. One, Brookdale Seb, Brett McDonough for Charbonneau and Sylvain Cote. Number two is Oak Coffee Bean, Isaac Waxman for Tess Waxman and Carmelo Shime and Jeff Jordan. And number three, Fiscal Policy, Mike Horner, drives and trains and owns. Number four is Payline, Travis Henry for Stephen Charlton and Roderick Gillis. There is number six, Better Be Serious, Nick Boyd for James Dean and Sirius 8 Stable. Five is PL Quicksand, Colin Kelly for Matt Dupuis. Number eight is Gilligan's Hooligan, Anthony Hahn for Anthony Beaton and Westwind Stable. And number seven is Wall Street Bell, Samuel Fillion for Blake McIntosh and Hut Racing and Ozzie McKay and Penny of Hope Stable. Field of eight, race number nine. Let's look at this field. And well, it is the Super High Five to close out this evening of racing action. And let's start with number five, PL Quicksand. And PL Quicksand is sitting at 8-1 on the board. Now, look, sixth at Mohawk last race. And then the start before that made a break. So the last two races have kind of discouraged a few people. But look at that. Last race fired to the front. 27-1 opening quarter, and then paid for it a little bit in the late going. But if you go back before those last two, this is one that was racing pretty well. You see a nice start at Grand River, three races going 54-4. And I wanted to take a bit of a flyer in this race, and one that I think can be better than the recent lines. A couple lines might suggest that break. You don't see a lot of breaks, just that one break, and then last race just maybe expended a little too much energy in tougher at Mohawk. Drops back down. PL Quicksand, Colin Kelly for Matt Dupuis. And this is one that's been consistently competitive, and love the price of 9-1. I don't know if it can hold. Number one, Brookdale Seb. Well, went to the front from post 5 last race. It was a winner here in 53-4. That was hugely impressive, and that was a career best. So Brookdale Seb, Brett McDonough for Richard Moreau. If you get this one at 5-1, that's a pretty good value, but I think it's going to drop and is at 9-2 on the board. Number two, Oh Coffee Bean, Isaac Waxman driving and training, and this is one that's got 7 wins in 14 starts on the year. Most recently raced at Kawartha in 53-3 to finish second. Now disappointed as a heavy betting favorite, but you do see some pretty good speed. 52 at Mohawk back in August, and overall, look at Oh Coffee Bean winning half of his starts and 11 out of 14 in the top two. Has got to be the favorite, and 4-5 on the board. But I wanted to move away from the favorite because there's no value in Oh Coffee Bean. So tried a couple here, PL Quicksand and Brookdale Seb, and PL Quicksand is offering the better price at 8-1, and I think that's a really nice value play. And Better Be Serious, 9-2 on the board. That was a seriously good effort last time out. Romped here in 55, and the start before that raced 52-4 mile racing into grassroots at Mohawk. And you do see some pretty good speed overall. This is one that's made more than $2,000 a start on the year. So Better Be Serious, despite the outside post position, should be a factor for a share, and maybe even the winner's share, 5-1 on the board. But the fans are all over number two, Oh Coffee Bean, even money. I went with 5 PL Quicksand at 8-1. Gate is rolling. Brookdale Sebo, Coffee Bean, and Fiscal Policy on the inside. In the center, Payline, PL Quicksand to the outside. Better Be Serious, Wall Street Bell, Gilligan's Hooligan. It is a field of 8, race number 9. The field for the ninth race. is turning into the stretch drive, gathering speed. And the field for the ninth race is at the starter off. Oh, Coffee Bean, Peel Quicksand, and Better Be Serious. And from the outside, Gilligan's Hooligan as they drive it into the turn. Then it is Brookdale 7 Fiscal Policy. They race on around the turn. Then it is back to Payline, and Wall Street Bell is trailing the field. Oh, Coffee Bean and Isaac Waxman's got the lead. PL Quicksand has gone off stride, and Better Be Serious is racing second. Brookdale Seb third. Fiscal Policy is fourth, and Gilligan's Hooligan from post 8 now is racing on the inside fifth in front of Payline and Wall Street Bell. It is O Coffee Bean who's got the lead right now. 28-3 is the opening quarter, and O Coffee Bean looks plenty caffeinated and has got a lead of a length and a half, and racing second is Better Be Serious as they race the way off the turn, and then Brookdale Seb is racing to the outside, and on the inside Fiscal Policy. Gilligan's Hooligan is racing fifth, and Payline is sixth, and seventh is Wall Street Bell. 58-2 is the halftime, and they work their way to the 5/8, and it is O Coffee Bean who's got the lead. To the outside, Brookdale Seb, and to the inside, Better Be Serious. Gilligan's Hooligan is moving up on the outside and is getting up into contention now. Fifth to the inside is Fiscal Policy, then Wall Street Bell and Payline, and the race on towards three-quarters. O Coffee Bean. Brookdale Seb is challenging. Brookdale Seb sticks a nose in front of her O Coffee Bean, and Gilligan's Hooligan is looming at a price on the outside. 11-1 as the field races towards the top of the stretch. 127-3. It's Brookdale Seb. Oh, Coffee Bean. Out wide is Gilligan's Hooligan. Better Be Serious in Wall Street Bell on down the stretch route they come, and it is Brookdale Seb. Brookdale Seb and Gilligan's Hooligan. Brookdale Seb's going to win it. Then Better Be Serious, Oh Coffee Bean, and then it was Fiscal Policy and Gilligan's Hooligan. 156-3. Fans note the judges reviewing racing action coming to the finish pertaining to number 2, O Coffee Bean, and 8, Gilligan's Hooligan coming to the finish. There's look at 1, Brookdale Seb. Brett McDonald, the winning drive. 3-year-old Shadow Play Brown Gelding by Sylvain Cote. Richard Moreau is the trainer. It's the third win this year and 6th lifetime. Brookdale Seb. Fans note the judge's ruling that number 2, O Coffee Bean, did cause interference in the stretch and would be placed from third back to sixth. Number 2, O Coffee Bean, interfered with 8, Gilligan's Hooligan, as well as 3 and 7. Will be placed back behind the 7, so the new top 3 will be 16837. The new top 5 is 16837. The ninth race pouch, 1, Brookdale Shem, 380. 230, 220, 6 Battery Serious, $3, 230. 8 Gilligan's Hooligan, $3.70. $2 exact, $11.70. Dollar Try, $43.65. Double of 4 and 1, $31.10. Dollar Pick 3, $12.25. The Dollar Pick 4, $122.50. Dollar High Five, $2,500, $81.15. The ninth race order of finish from the top down is 1, 3 place 6, 5 place 4, 7, 8, 2, 6 place 5, and 4 place 3. From the top down after the placing, 1, 6, 4, 7, 8, 2, 5, 3. That does conclude the live harness racing program for this Tuesday evening. Action resumes on a Thursday night. Our first race on a Thursday night will go to post at 6:35 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Shanna. And the field for the ninth race is at the starter off, Oh Coffee Bean, Peel Quicksand.